Ideas are meant to be heard. Ideas lead to creativity and innovation. The right idea solves many problems and can bring good to the humankind. Thus, it provides a better world for us to live in. Greetings from Delhi Public School, Chhatarpur. I, Khushi Rajput,
And I, Vartika Dikshit.
welcome you all on this platform to witness inter-house debate come speech competition.
A creative speech can help innovators and brilliant minds to introduce their ideas to the world. An effective speech can an effective speech can convince people to accept the ideas and implement those ideas into reality. So, we at DPS keep on organizing a plethora of such activities which nurtures and transforms students into global citizens.
So, the topic for debate come speech competition are for junior category. Should we ban homework? Does homework provides self studies or independent learning for senior category? No punishment system in school enhances students' responsibility.
The house system is an integral and vibrant part of our school culture. The house system is designed to reflect and enhance the value of DPS. We have four houses in our school: Panna House, Panch House, Kana House, and Satpura House.
The idea of house system is not merely to compete, but to celebrate each other's presence in the school and overall growth, development in a healthy environment. So let me introduce house masters. Panna House, Mr. Mayank Rawat sir. Bench House, Mr. Manish Upadhyay sir. Kana House, Mr. Dheeraj Yadav sir. And Satpura House, Mr. Azam Khan sir.
Let me quick brief the judging parameters for this competition: language proficiency, presentation, delivery of topics, grammatical points, fluency, and presentation. Allotted time limit will be 3 minutes.
Judge for today's event is our respected Principal Ma'am. Before we begin, may I request Principal Ma'am to address us?
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for a wonderful, wonderful introduction, Khushi and Vartika. You spoke very well and rightly. The houses are the most important part of a school where healthy competition, healthy performances, uh, they get a chance, uh, and the children get a feeling of strong belonging. I remember when we were children, the houses had very strong feelings, and it was like loyalty to the ultimate. For your own house, you would do anything and everything for the house to win, put in your best efforts, and it was a very healthy competitive spirit. And there are so many skills and qualities that one develops during these inter-house competitions, at different levels, in different areas. So every child gets a chance to come into the limelight because every child has different skills and qualities and talents. So we keep having different competitions, different inter-house competitions throughout the year, so that different skills, the variety and diversity of talents that we have amongst our children can get a platform and get a competition, get the chance to hone themselves. And what I have noticed is the COVID limitations has not limited the skills of our children, the competencies of our teachers in training and looking after the children, giving them the best available opportunities, nurturing the children, handholding the children, grooming the children so that they can perform their very best. And I've been noticing past 1 week, all the house masters, all the teachers, house captains, everyone has worked very diligently to train and groom these children who are going to perform. And I'm truly very excited to see, because having live competitions is something new that we have started this year. And having live competitions and then the performances of the children on these interesting topics, which always the children and teachers struggle between them. There's a lot of difference of opinion, and I would really, really love to hear what our children have to share today. So, with my blessings and my best wishes, children, enjoy what you're doing today, relax and be confident. You're very well prepared. All of you will do very well, and I'm sure you're going to make it very tough for me to decide how to give the points and who's going to be the winner. All the very best. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your motivation.
So let's begin with Panna House, and participants are from junior category Miss Anushka Anand for the motion and Miss Pakya Sati against the motion. Miss Anushka Anand, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Good evening, respected teachers and my dear friends. My name is Anushka Anand Charasia. I am from class 7B. I am from Panna House, and today I am going to speak in the favor of topic that homework should be banned. Firstly, I believe that homework should be banned because doing it adds stress to students. However, some students are able to do their homework in quiet places, but some are not able to do their homework in quiet places due to several events in their house. In school, everyone is equal, but do you think that every parent is well educated? No, every parent is not well educated, so that they cannot help their students in their homework, and this can end up students with punishments, undone or badly done homework in their school. In that case, minds of students should be trained that they can listen and learn things there and then and grasp everything. This is our old system of Gurukul. This way, the memories of children could be get sharpened, and also it will help students utilize all their senses like comprehension, understanding. They will learn maximum utilization of time, which will help them lifelong. Excessive homework, declining physical activity, and outside play also. After 7 to 8 hours of schooling, it feels like a burden to again engaging with homework, which leads to laziness and reluctance to study further. Teens up to 10 hours of sleep each night maximize their productivity. When homework assignments are necessary and unnecessary and time consuming, then this issue can eat into the amount of rest that each kid gets every night. Students increase their risk of losing at least 1 hour of sleep because of some assignments which are very important. They have to submit that assignments under the time. They cannot spend their time with families because of excessive homework. Students who are only spending time in school before going to home to do homework for the rest of the evening are at a higher risk of experiencing isolation and loneliness. When these sentiments are present in the life of child, then they are more likely to experience physical and mental health concerns that lead to shyness and avoidance. These students lack essential connection with other people because of their need to complete homework. The adverse impact on the well-being child is equivalent of smoking more than a pack of cigarettes in each day. If kids are spending time all there on homework, then they are not connecting with their family and friends. To increase attentiveness and interest in class, from my point of view, we should ban homework. Thank you.
Miss Pakya Sati, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% preparation. As a result, a genius is often a talented person who has simply done all of his homework. Hello everyone, I'm Pakya Sati, grade 6A from Panna House, and my topic is we should promote self-studies or independent learning. In my opinion, there is a link between homework and academic achievement. The time you spend on doing homework will develop more than academic skills alone. Homework sessions encourage you to use your time wisely, work independently, and engage better with the subject matter. It will also improve your memory and critical thinking. Retention of homework is inherently useful if they provide students with the improvement in their concept understanding or in their interest for this subject or in their basic values. However, if none of these can be achieved, detention may fail its purpose. Homework provides the students the opportunity to practice or extend the material learned in the class. We tells us that doing homework not only increases students' learning, but it also helps them to learn important life skills such as organization, problem solving, goal setting, and perseverance. Homework can also bring my parents and teachers together, closer together as my parents learn more about my education and my skills. Homework teaches me to manage my time and to do things on time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Anushka Anand and Miss Pakia Sati, for sharing your wonderful views on the topic. Now, it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Thank you, Vartika. My first question is to Anushka, who's speaking for the motion. Anushka, how do you think that will an assignment encourage future success? If yes, how? Do you think doing a homework will ensure future success? If yes, how? If no, how? Why?
Yes, ma'am, it will ensure our future success because doing assignment tells us about what we have learned in class. Also, it adds a little fun. But sometimes when we get more assignments, then it is little bit harmful and stressful for students.
Very well put, Vita. Very well put. Thank you so much. Assignments is also a means to self-study. Whatever you do in school, it is meant to revise, but it has to always be judicious, keeping in mind how much time the children have. But whether there is assignment or no, the children should be in the habit of revising everything, all the points which have been taught in school. My next question will be to Pakia Sati. What are the disadvantages of homework? Paki, what do you think are the disadvantages of homework? I mean, do you think homework is all just advantage or there is some disadvantages also in homework?
Yes, there are some disadvantages that homework should be not too long and homework should be not for 2-3 hours. It should be half an hour or 1 hour.
Very good. If a teacher does not give any homework, do you think a child should be conscious that they should revise everything every day?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Thank you so much. Both of you spoke very well. Thank you. Please go.
Now, from senior category, Ms. Pooja Agrawal for the motion and Ms. Disha Nayak against the motion. Ms. Pooja Agrawal, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Respected judges, honorable opponents, and friends, I, Pooja Agrawal from Panna House, will speak for the motion on the topic No Punishment System in School Enhances Students' Responsibility. All punishment is mischief. All punishment in itself is evil. Responsibility is something that comes from inside, not by forcing and punishing. Those backbenchers who often seek for punishment can also be made responsible if their heart is touched and they're emotionally pricked. Being made responsible by the fear of punishment is temporary. They'll only do it when someone is watching. But being made responsible from inside by teaching a lesson or emotionally convincing them to be responsible, it gets permanent. Students behave responsibly even if no one is watching. Yes, some mistakes are not forgivable. They cannot be considered. But it is not necessary that the harsh punishment is to be given for that. We can always find an alternative. They can be held for self-realization, a lesson that teaches them that it's a mistake and it shouldn't be repeated. When punishment will be given with affection instead of giving physically, it will create a drastic change to make someone responsible whom everyone thought that they can't be changed. It's wrong to hurt someone. When children are punished for what they do, they don't realize their mistakes and will henceforth repeat it again and again. In such a case, punishment will only be taken as an act of hatred for their teachers against their beliefs if they are strong-headed people. But if they are weak, they'll think they have no morals and useless and will never be able to stand up for himself or herself and will be very less confident. They, instead of correcting their mistakes and moving forward, will start hating their punishes and will do everything out of fear. In school life, when you do something out of fear, your whole sole purpose of going to school for learning remains unfit. Instead of beating up the child, if they are made to understand their mistakes in an expected manner, the result will be much more fruitful. Being a student, I can understand very well that how a student feels when he or she is punished. It's insulting, but it seems to be more insulting only if a student is right. He or she has not done any blunder. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. One can be treated without scolding. Maybe he or she can understand and it won't be repeated by them. According to me, everyone should be given a chance. Discipline helps a child solve a problem, whereas punishment makes a child suffer for having a problem. To raise up problem solvers, we should must focus on solutions, not retribution. Thank you.
Now, Ms. Disha Nayak, kindly unmute yourself and start your speech.
Discipline is the refining fire by which talent becomes the ability, and the term discipline applied for the punishment. So, very good evening, honorable judges, my fellow competitors, and dear friends. Myself, Disha Naik, studying in class 12. I'm from Panna House, and the topic before the house is no punishment system in school enhances students' responsibility. So, I'm going to speak it against the motion. At my point of view, punishment at school level makes the student to learn discipline, make responsible and time management in their life. That is why it is considered a positive action taken by the teachers. In this competitive world, students must understand their responsibility and position because nowadays upcoming generation is expert in making excuses and tantrums when they do not complete their work. Instead of even confessing their mistake, they try to put their mistake on teachers or parents. So, if they are not given a proper punishment, they might develop the habit of giving tantrums and excuses, and they might go under negative things and they can destroy their career for unwanted things. For example, there are many students who do not complete their homework on time, their misbehavior in the classroom, do not maintain the decorum of the classroom, and break the rules, and even distract other students too. So at that time, teacher needs to punish the student so that they can get a lesson and do not repeat the same mistake again. School system set the rules. If students break these rules and cross their limits, then they are subjected to indiscipline. And the term, as I have already told you, the term discipline applied for the punishment. So, and one of the most important things we should always remember, if parents and teachers are scolding them, it is for their betterment. Teachers can keep quiet and shrink the responsibility, but a good teacher always wants their student to become more accountable towards their duty. And if punishment was to mend the adamant ways of student, then it matters and it is must. For example, if there is no gardener in the garden to take care of the plants and trees and flowers, so obviously trees and flowers wither. Similarly, if there is no punishment for the student, they might not become more accountable towards their duties. So at last, I would like to conclude that punishment is not always cruel. It's a means to control the school environment, enhance students' self-responsibility. If punishment given and taken at the right perspective, it will definitely boost the morale and lead to the better performance of the school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pooja Lagral and Ms. Disha Nayak, for sharing your unique ideas with us. Now it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
My first question is to Pooja Agarwal. Are there any physical effects of corporal punishment? If so, what are they?
No, ma'am, there are no physical, sometimes in some schools, there are some physical actions that are taken which can mentally and physically both hurt a student and its performance, and it makes the student less confident. And if a student does some mistakes, it's not compulsory that the harsh punishment is to be given. There are some alternatives that can be used, some measures that can be used to make a student responsible and to enhance its responsibility towards the duties and fundamentals.
Can you suggest one or two ways, Beta, in what you think instead of corporal punishment? What are more effective ways?
Yes, ma'am. When a teacher friendly talks to a student in a very friendly manner, the student automatically realize his or her mistake and will perform well and will actually know their mistakes and will enhance the responsibility towards the duties.
Good. Very well answered, Beta. Very well answered. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
My next question is, does corporal punishment affect education? The
Yes, ma'am.
quality of education and education.
Yeah, ma'am, if there will be punishment, then means student will become the responsible. He will stop making the excuses. Like myself, a student, if I'll not complete my homework on time, then definitely and keep giving the excuses, then teacher will need to punish me. And they can don't allow me to go my favorite club, activity club, so that I can realize my mistake and from next time I'll be doing homework.
All teachers are listening Disha, right? Including me. Next time, the stick will speak, not us. No, thank you so much for your honest response. You
Thank
feel that, some kind of punishment makes the child realize even stronger that they've committed a mistake and they should not repeat it. Okay? But not corporal punishment. Corporal punishment, never. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, Vartika.
Now it's turn of Bench House and participants are from junior category Master Parasasati for the motion and Master Arav Loya against the motion. Master Parasasati, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Good evening, everyone. I am Paras Sati from class 7th. I am from Pench House, putting my point in favor of homework, that our homework is beneficial in self-learning. Homework is something that gives a student time for self-learning. Students attend full-day school of 7 to 8 hours in the classroom. They are taught by teachers. While doing homework, a student will understand the topic more clearly. I believe that homework should not be banned. I want to keep following points to support my statement. Classroom environment is not suitable for all students. Some feel reluctant and prefer to work in more comfortable environment. Productivity increases in relaxed environment. It gives parents better chance to understand what is happening in the classroom. Most of the time parents are busy and not get time to know what the children are doing in school. When children are doing homework and sometimes take help of their parents, then parents can know the level of learning of their students. It creates bond between parents and children. That's how nowadays they only interact through social media sites. It allows students to practice more. That's how they actually prepare for all exams. In this way, in this way, parents also spend some quality time with their kids. Sometimes, while helping their children, parents also found that they do not know answers of many questions, and they try to find out the answers from different sources. In this way, parents also learn many new things. Sometimes, when children want to impress their teachers and they complete the work neatly, in this way, they improve their presentation skills. Giving homework is a good idea as it allows dumb students to revise their work and participate in class activities. It gives student it gives student it gives a student confidence to learn something on their own capability. If homework will not be given, then almost every student will forget what they studied in the classroom. Thank you.
Master Arav Loya, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Good evening, respected principal ma'am. Good evening, honorable principal ma'am, respected teacher, and my dear friends. I am Arav Loya from Pench House. I study in grade 6A. The topic of the debate is that should we ban homework or does homework promote self-studies or independent learning? I am against the motion. After full day of school of 7 to 8 hours, Students come back home and spend more time at home to solve their maths problems, literature essays, and science posters. Therefore, I feel that homework is something that brings more stress in not only students' life but also in their parents' life. Without homework, the life of both students and even parents would be way better. Let me prove my words with these points. Too much homework. Students are given heavy homework on daily basis in schools. Few hours of a day that a child should be spending on self-development, he or she spends on homework. It has been found in many researches that students who spend too much time on homework are not always able to meet their other needs, like being physically and socially active. School is a full-time job. Nowadays, we observe that students start for school at 8:30 a.m. and come back home around 4 p.m. It is already equal to full-time working hours of an adult man. Still, if students are given homework, it would be totally injustice. Mental stress. Homework brings a lot of mental stress. In one research done by Oxford University, it has been written that 56% of students find homework as primary source of stress, while only 1% students said that it does not bring stress. Homework provides no real benefits. Usually, the more homework students get, the less they want to engage in learning. This makes homework a devil, pushing students into the corner of stress, not a tool to encourage child to learn more. No family time. Children reach home and start working on their projects and homework. They barely find any time to talk with their family members because they are too tired. Family time, weekend outings, family dinners are missed by those who are constantly spending time on homework. Affects sleep cycle. When students are tied down with loads of homework and projects, they tend to have irregular sleep patterns, which can affect their biological clocks and hurt their quality of sleep. In conclusion, I believe that homework should be banned in schools. I believe this because homework just adds unnecessary stress to students. Students are doing it when they are tired after a long day of school. Homework is actually killing time, which children should spend on their hobbies or learning any new skill. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master Paras Sasati and Master Arav Loya, for sharing your iconic views on the given topic. Now, it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Ma'am, you're on mute.
Sorry. My first question is to Paras Sasati. Paras, if you do not get any homework from school, what would you do in your leisure time? Paras?
Ma'am, if I will not get any homework from school, then I will play football or I will play any game in my leisure time.
But with the homework also you can play. You don't get that much homework. 1 hour homework and then you can play, isn't it? Thank you, Paras. Thank you so much. My next question is to Arav. Arav?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's imagine that you are a grade 7 class teacher.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How would you make the homework interesting? Because homework is a necessary evil.
Ma'am, I will ensure that homework should be activity-based and should include an element of gamification, for example, puzzles and quizzes. This will ensure that the child is motivated to do the homework and this makes them lifelong learners.
Very good. Did you attempt the English quiz that Sir shared in the last week?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you score? I remember you were one of the top scorers, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. I was 3rd.
Okay. So does that encourage you to do more? Like teachers are just, they just spark a light.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For you, if you want to learn more and more, Hoot has so many things over there. You and the other children like you should keep on trying all these activities. A lot of gamification is going into teaching and learning, more so during the COVID times. But that brings me to another question. Every parent, it's not related to this. Since we are talking about it, I would like to ask you. During the COVID times, parents and children are worried. that we are having a lot of screen time. What is your view on that? It's again a necessary evil now.
Ma'am, we are having screen time. When we are having it, is also benefiting us. We are doing it for our classes, our assignments. So that just for English, that increases our vocabulary. For maths, we learn many new things. There are different subjects. So that increases the information that we know.
Also, for the benefit of everyone, I would like Arav to share. See, we have counseled the children, and the teachers also keep telling you, when you have the 10 minutes time, 2 minutes, shut your eyes, keep your eyes closed, so that you need relaxation also. Relax and then work. Because again, it's a necessary evil. We can't do anything much about it without you all having a loss. Lovely talking to you, Ara. We went a little ahead from the theme, but it was all connected to what we were talking about. You spoke very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, from senior category, Master Rishi Dubey for the motion and Miss Akriti Mishra against the motion. Miss Master Rishi Dubey, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Good evening, respected Principal Ma'am, my dear teachers, and my dear friends. I am Rishi Dubey representing Pench House. Today, I am going to speak for the motion on the topic punishment system must be stopped. There are mainly two reasons why students are punished in school. First, for breaking school rules. Second, for not performing well in academics. First, let's talk about not performing well in academics, like not completing his homework on time, not doing well in the test. The reason of his bad performance may be his lack of interest in those subjects. It may be the case that a student is interested in some other subject, sports, music, or dance. Then punishing him based on his academic result of a particular subject makes no sense. Instead, the teacher must try to understand his problem, search for a solution, try to help him find his passion, and motivate him. Now let's talk about breaking school rules. When a student breaks school rules, instead of physically punishing him, there are many other solutions, like you break it, you fix it. Whenever a student creates a library mess, he should be given a task of arranging the books in the library, which will teach him discipline and make him accountable for his actions. The next point is temporary loss of privilege. When a student misbehaves in class, his games, art and craft, or music lesson can be taken off, which will teach him the value of each and every small thing in his life. The third point is reward system. There should be a reward system in each and every class. Like there can be a game of star rating. A student who performs well gets a star, and the student with maximum number of stars at the end of month gets a reward, which will motivate the students to perform well in the class. The next point is whenever a student speaks a bad word or inappropriate words in the school, he should be given a task of writing positive affirmations, positive and kind words, and recite them every morning in the school assembly or in class. The last point is students do what they observe around them. So their teacher should be their role model so that they can acquire good traits from them. A research was conducted in the rural areas of India in which many students were asked why they left schooling. Many of them had a common answer. Their teachers used to punish them badly. So punishment can be really bad for students. Instead of punishing a student, a teacher must understand his problem, make him realize his mistake, and teach him how to correct it. Thank you.
Miss Akriti Mishra, kindly unmute yourself and start your speech.
Good evening, Honorable Principal Ma'am, teachers, and my dear friends. I am Akriti Mishra. I belong to Pench House, and my topic is no punishment in school enhances students' responsibility, and I am against this practice. Punishment is not a revenge, but to lessen bad habits. Punishment in the classroom is used as a behavior modification technique, while punishment is not a cure for all poor student behavior. The advantage of punishment is to realize the student that they had done something wrong. Children learn that negative behavior equals punishment and disciplinary measures, while positive behavior are always rewarded. The need to maintain classroom conducive to learning underscores the importance of punishment in school. Punishment in the classroom as a means to control the environment so that those students who wish to do well in a classroom have the opportunity to do so in a classroom that is effective for learning. Punishment techniques helps to keep a professional environment. Students who witness or experience classroom punishment develop an understanding of what it means to respect the authority. It also makes the student to abide by rules and regulations. It is believed that punishment in classroom can help the student and teacher save from the threatening behavior. Students who act out violently or verbally abusive way, these kind of activities can be eliminated by punishment. Punishment can help a child to learn morals. It helps to keep peace and decorum in a school premises and instill into the kids the fear to do good. I think punishment for school rules is an important part of the school discipline. Punishment is defined as to anything that decreases the occurrence of behavior. Punishment in school levels make the student to learn discipline and time management in life. Punishment doesn't mean to put the child in a physical pain, but to make him turn to gain. So with these lines, I would like to end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master Rishi Dubey and Ms. Akriti Mishra for your enlightening speech. Now it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Rishi, my first question is to you. Do you think there are any advantages, any positive side of a corporal punishment? Any?
Sorry, ma'am.
Do you think there are any positive sides of a corporal punishment?
Ma'am, there can be some positive sides. Means the student should not be physically punished that he feels humiliated, or it may affect his mental or physical health. Like there should be corporal punishments. Like for a fed student, he can run a round of ground, which will make him healthy. Instead of giving him punishment, which will make him feel humiliated or disturb his mental health.
Let's continue from there. See, corporal punishment means physical implications, okay, serious implications. So, according to you, what you said, there are some positives of corporal punishment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much, beta. Sorry, I had to ask you to repeat. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Akriti, do you think there are any alternatives for corporal punishment? Because there are certain situations in school, extreme situations, not normal. There might be a reason for corporal punishment. Are there any alternatives for corporal?
Like, ma'am, we can make the child understand that what he or she has done wrong and correct it, so that he or she in future, so they will not do it again. Because if we punish them, then it will also can create a bad impact on their behavior as well. So according to me, I think that to aware the child, it will be very beneficial for them.
Okay, thank you so much. Both of you spoke very well. I'm sorry for a little interruption when you were speaking. Okay, Vartika, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's turn of Kana House, and participants are from junior category Master Suyash Asati for the motion and Master Yuvraj Singh Gautam against the motion. Master Suyash Asati, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Homework. Half of my energy wasted on random knowledge. Hello everyone, this is Suyash Asati from Kana House. Hannah Brain, the 17-year-old at Athens High School in Layton, California, witnessed students crying in the class after getting low test scores, while the others have gone without sleep some nights in a row to keep up with the homework. She personally has seen so many of her closest friends absolutely break emotionally, physically, mentally under stress, and she knew it was coming from the too much homework given by the school. The stress come from the lack of sleep. This is caused because of too much homework. According to Better Sleep Council, 57% of teenagers don't get enough sleep because of their too much homework, and they need to complete their homework at night waking up. Last but not the least, everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is a stupid. By Albert Einstein. Thank you.
Master Yuvraj Singh Gautam, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Once of life most painful moment comes when we must admit that we didn't do our homework, that we are not prepared. Respected Principal Ma'am, Housemaster, teachers, my seniors, and my all friends. Good evening, everyone. I am Yuvraj presenting Kana House. My topic of debate is homework should be banned, and I stand against the motion. Homework. It helps the student to revise again what was taught in a day and is very effective in learning. It helps to practice and prepare for exam. It helps to understand about subject well. Without homework, many students would simply get home and play video games along. Homework engage that times of arts. It helps us master certain skills. If there is no practice, then excellence will not be achieved. It helps to develop positive study habits that helps us throughout our life. It makes us responsible and help us become more independent. It pushes the boundary lines of child imagination and creativity. Everyone needs to develop skill in personal space, working to deadline, and become more self-disciplined. I agree that some students take the help of their parents in the homework, but it increases the interaction with their parents. Also, it is the duty of the parents to show the only clear the doubt that may any concept clear rather than helping the children in doing the homework. Thereby, I come to the end of my side that do your homework, find your voice, be authentic, and then dive with proposal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master Surya Sasati and Master Yuvraj Singh Gautam, for your insightful presentation. Now, it's the interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to please interject a question?
Thank you, Vartika. My first question is to Suyash. Suyash, if we did not have homework, how would the teachers track the progress of the children? How would the teacher know how much the child has learned, how much the child has understood and retained?
Ma'am, in that situation, we can take Viva classes and online text by the help of teacher, which can also tell the performance of the student.
But online test also, teacher will have to give you homework to learn and then appear for the test.
Ma'am, in that the teachers can take the extra class of the students after the school, online or offline.
Okay. So,
and ma'am, one last thing, the homework should never take a place of a teacher.
Thank you, Beta. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your honest views. Very well said. Thank you, Suyash. So my next question is to Yuvraj. Yuvraj, according to you, what is the decent amount of homework which will help in the development of the student? What do you think is the decent amount of homework, means the right amount of homework, which will help in the development of the children? Yuvraj, Unmute beta.
Ma'am, enough revision of our work that we have taught in a day.
Okay. And the revision should be only oral or should be written also?
Schedule. Ma'am, depends on the student's schedule.
Do you think orally revising is better, or practicing to write makes you learn better and retain better?
Ma'am, sometimes written is very important.
Very good. So it means
oral is all.
Sorry?
Sometimes written is very important and oral is also.
So you do agree that there has to be some kind of revision and homework for home, so that the child can go home and revise whatever the teacher has taught, or do a little bit more work in extension of their class work. But it should be limited, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Well spoken, you guys.
Now from senior category, Ms. Surbhi Singh Gaur for the motion and Master Siranjan Singh Gaur against the motion. Ms. Surbhi Singh Gaur, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
First of all, I would like to thank respected principal ma'am and all the teachers who have given me chance to take part in this competition. Repairing harm, a better alternative to punishments. Good evening all, my name is Surbhi Singh from grade 11th Humanities section presenting Kana House, and I'm speaking in the favor of no punishment system in school. Punishments can be divided into two categories: corporal punishments and non-corporal punishments. Corporal punishments are intention infliction of physical pain used for changing the child's behavior, includes hitting, slapping, etc. Non-corporal punishments are using cruel words, shaming, ridiculing, etc. Section 47 of Education Act 1987 prohibits corporal punishment system in school, as it was not that effective and caused great harm to the children. In my opinion, non-corporal punishments should also not be used after some extent, as the child feels humiliating in front of others. It has several disadvantages, like the child are afraid of their teacher and are not able to ask their doubts related to academics, which may make their academic performance drop. And it also brings up the negative feeling of inferiority and insult to the child. Many studies have shown that physical punishments and other ways of causing pain can lead to increased aggression, physical injuries, antisocial behavior, and mental health issues to the child. Around the world, more than 30 countries have banned corporal punishments in all settings, including home. Rewarding child for its good behavior is way more effective than punishing it for its bad one. I think it is inefficient and unethical way of controlling human beings. It is a form of child abuse psychologically as well as physically. It also sends out the message that violence is socially acceptable, which is entirely the wrong message to go out. You cannot prevent violence with violence. There are no evidences that the schools who used these corporal punishment systems are way more disciplined or orderly than the schools who don't. If anything, the lasting effects of physical corrections are more. Are more negative than positive and undermine teacher-pupil relationships. There is evidence that these corporal punishment systems are not used in even-handed manner. For example, the boys in class get more physical punishment than girls. Disabled children get hit by the teachers sometime. And physical discipline may solve the behavioral problem in short term, but may cause psychological harm in long term, like making the child more aggressive. According to child psychologists, building trust relationship and discipline policy may take time, but time, energy, and patience, but it's worth the long run. Thank you.
Master Siranjan Singh Gaur, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Yeah, the best way to protect future is to create it, said by Abraham Lincoln. This is Siranjan Singh Gaur from Kana House. Good evening, everyone. Standing against the motion in this wonderful debate competition on topic no punishment system in school. Today's student will be responsible citizen of future. As we all know, the life is not at all bed of roses. To face this hardship of future, the student must shape their life from salad days. They must learn discipline, social behavior, along with education. But most of the students hardly sense the importance of all those virtues. With the time and situation, they became more unruly and stubborn. They overrule all the teachings and guidance of educator. In this alarming period, punishment plays an effective role in correcting their nature. I never advocate corporal punishment, but evidently support constructive punishment. Constructive punishment can be detention from sports, taking care of soft board of school, making them stand in the last line of the queue, etc. Punishment are important in number first, behavior modification of student, for example, discipline. Second, enhance learning environment. Third, support school safety. Fourth, which is nowadays pretty important, learning gender sensitivity, etc. I strongly support operant conditioning, learning process by famous B.F. Skinner, when certain behavior are either rewarded or punished. Nowadays, most advanced country follow operant learning. A student is also a child, as she doesn't know what is harsh reality of the world. If any punishment comes with a positive lifelong lesson, then that punishment must be followed. Our children will born with a golden spoon, must learn every grade of life and shape themselves according to. Even mythologies and history provided us evidences, from great Arjuna to modern leader like General Sam Makeshwar. All great persona faced punishment in their students' life. I am winding up my speech with this positive note that constructive punishment must be reinforced in school to reshape students' behavior, which could be proven as a boon in creating a civilized and developed society. So I'm going to end my speech with a poetry. I'm a child, I want to be you. I'm a pot who has been created by you. I won't find some scolding rude, cause I know it is betterment of me done by you. Thank you and have a nice day. This is Srijan Singh.
Thank you so much, Ms. Surbhi Singh Gaur and Master Srijan Singh Gaur for this stimulating speech. Now it is interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Thank you, Khushi. Surbhi, my first question is to you. If we ban corporal punishment, physical punishment totally, what do you suggest? How would we bring discipline in a child who's very unruly and who's used to repeated indiscipline? How to bring about discipline in that child?
Ma'am, there are other ways. Like we can, when they do good work, we can praise them for their good work. So they'll think that yeah, I'm getting praised. So they'll do more and more good work, and like they should get natural consequences. If they'll get natural consequences, they will themselves understand by their mistakes that they were wrong.
Thank you, Surbhi. This is also called, I don't know whether you've heard, the 1 minute manager. Catch everyone doing something good. Generally, our attitude is to try and catch people committing a mistake. So that entire attitude needs to change. Catch people doing something good, something better, and encourage them. So that positive motivation will encourage them and divert them to do more things which give them more appreciation rather than concentrating their energies on negative behavior. Do you think all this behavior is attention seeking, Surbhi?
Ma'am, what I didn't understand.
Any behavior of the child, good or bad, especially the bad behavior or unruly behavior, do you think it is only to seek attention of the elders?
Sometimes. They do it for seeking the attention sometimes.
When they're doing that, then only the positive motivation will work. Thank you, Surbhi. You spoke very well.
Thank you, ma'am.
To Srijan, my question is, suppose there is a case in which, due to corporal punishment, a student gets some injury If you were in the position of a teacher or a school leader, you are part of the leadership team, student leadership, what would you suggest? What should be done?
Ma'am, first of all, actually, I would like to re-emphasize myself that in my speech, I really said that I don't support corporal punishment. I support operative punishment. Cause like we all know, corporal punishment got a lot of disadvantages. I really chose the point in against of, but I still think I'm in somewhat between the topic. And like the case you mentioned, I think that we would rather think that particular child will be able to get his lesson after getting beaten, and we'll try to manage that next time it won't happen again, because this is all we can do and hope for best for the next situation.
Thank you. You know, the child safety laws, they totally prohibit that. If a child is hurt due to any punishment, whether at home or in school, it's not just limited to school. At home also, a case can be registered against the person who has caused that injury, even if it is a parent. The law says that. So no corporal punishment. We have to respect the other human being and do everything possible for the physical, mental, emotional safety and well-being of each other, whether we are at home or in society generally or in school. The same rule applies. Thank you. You spoke very, very well, Srijit.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now it's turn of Satpura House, and participants are from junior category Miss Vaishnavi Pateria for the motion and Miss Yogita Agrawal against the motion. Miss Vaishnavi Pateria, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Someone has rightly said about the topic of debate. I wait till the last minute to do lyrics. I seem to be work best that we bummed out and under pressure. I often don't do my homework. I uncaught. Good morning, all of you. My name is Vaishnavi Pateria. I am from class 6th day. Today I am representing Satpur House in debate. I am in the favor of the topic. The topic is, should we ban homework? Homework is a big cause of debate in modern academic world. Homework should be banned. It is affecting students in negative ways. Students did not get time for extracurricular activities which are helpful for the development of students. Doing homework, not doing any activity makes students dull. Sometimes students did not get time to spend with families. In online platform, many students face problems to submit their homework and parents get worried. Online homework is very harmful as using laptop and phone for longer time may harm the student's health. It also distracts students from community activity which teaches them important skills. Sometimes students may not come in class as they did not complete their homework due to afraid of their teacher. This creates bad reputation between teacher towards student or student toward teacher. It also disturbs the sleep cycle of the student and add on more stress. It get already tired student more tired. Even sometimes students are forced to do their homework when the tests are going on. Homework also take away the revision time and were not able to score good in revision tests. When students score less in tests, parents think the school is not teaching good or teachers are not teaching good. So they change their child's school. Changing of school again and again make the school less popular. I make sure that school should ban every form of homework. Thank you.
Miss Yogita Agrawal, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Nothing is free. You've got to pay to be in society. So first start with the homework. Good evening, honorable judges, principal ma'am, respected teachers, and my dear friends.
I'm Yogita Agrawal representing Sakura House from class 6A and I'm against the motion. Should we ban homework? I believe that homework should not be banned. It is a highly controversial topic. It has been debated for decades. The different people have their different opinions about such advantages and disadvantages. The advantages of doing homework are: classroom environment is not suitable for every student. Some feel loose and prefer to work in more suitable environment. The productivity also increases in relaxed environment. It also gives the parents a chance of knowing the classwork of their students. It creates a bond between the parents and students to interact. Nowadays, the people are more interacted with the social media site. Before class and even after class, the students interact with their teachers. Parents also learn new things from the students' homework. The parents give the quality time to their kids. It makes students more punctual. And when students sit at night, they recall their classwork and the work from the missed classes as well. It is a good idea to let dumb students to revise their work and participate next morning. Some institutes also offer the rewards to those students who repetitively win assessments. If there was no homework, almost every student have forward the work they have learned in the classes. So the homework should not be banned. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vaishnavi Pateria and Ms. Yogita Agrawal, for your insightful presentation. Now it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Thank you, Vartika. My question to Vaishnavi is, homework is necessary. I know all of us understand that. Do you think there is an alternative to homework? Instead of homework, something else? Is there an alternative for homework? Vaishnavi.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, school doubts should be cleared.
But I can't hear you.
Ma'am, school doubts should be cleared.
Okay, the homework should be clearing the school doubts, right? But who's going to clear those school doubts?
Teachers will help us to.
Okay.
Teachers will help us in that.
Okay, speak freely, beta, your own mind, right? So instead of giving that same homework to everyone, what you're saying is that the children can revise whatever has been taught, note down their doubts, and then next day go to the teacher and ask the doubts.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means self-studies at home, revise on your own, try to understand what the teacher is taught, and then note it down. Very good. Thank you. Well done. My next question is to Yogita. Do you think homework teaches children to be more responsible? Does homework teach you responsibility? Yogita?
Yes, ma'am. It gives a chance to students to revise and the students are more responsible that the work I have done should be completed.
Okay, so when a homework is given to you, you really worry and don't rest till you finish the homework, that it is my responsibility to complete my work before going to school tomorrow, right?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to listen the question.
Okay, I'm saying what you're saying is homework makes you more responsible and on your own, without anyone telling you what to do, you complete your homework because it is your responsibility and you worry about it. You take the pains and care to finish your homework before going to the school next day, right? So it makes you responsible.
Yes, ma'am. The work also makes us responsible, and I'm worried about the work ma'am has given to complete it and show the next morning the work to show the next morning.
I have noticed that also all the work that is given
Yes,
And some institute also offer the rewards. So to win the rewards, should we practice more and more?
Yes, Krushi.
Now, from senior category, Master Varun Rawat for the motion and Master Shiva Dikshit against the motion. Master Varun Rawat, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Punishment in school is not a hindrance in the path of child's growth. Good evening, respected principal ma'am, teachers, and my dear fellow mates. Welcome from this side of house, Satpura. My name is Varun Rawat from class 9th A. Today, I will be telling in against of topic no punishment system in school enhance students' responsibility. Teachers' job expands beyond simply educating students. Teachers must also manage students' behaviors so that everyone in the classroom has a fair and effective learning environment. When administered appropriately, there are advantages of punishment psychology. For example, positive punishment as a form of conditioning delivers a negative consequences immediately following an undesired behavior. Short time out and losing privileges are common forms of positive punishments. The result is measurable in the decrease of occurrence for certain undesirable behaviors. Punishment in the classroom is used as a behavior modification technique. While punishment is not cured for all the students' behavior, the advantages or punishment psychology are supported by evidence. Constructive punishment that is focused on natural consequences shapes children's behavior in the desired direction. It can eliminate or prevent destructive action out when students know what the consequences are for their action. Teachers who set clear expectations from their children are helping students understand and behaviors and action to strive for that are positive as opposed to negative. Teachers learn that negative behaviors are punishments and disciplinary measures, while provide behaviors are rewarded. For punishment to work effectively in classroom setting for behaviors modification, teachers must also institute a reward system for good behaviors so that students learn the difference and want to achieve positive behaviors. With this note, I would like to end up my speech. Thank you.
Shiva Dikshit, kindly unmute yourself and begin your speech.
Sir Newton, Sir Einstein never received corporal punishment, yet they created history. Good evening, respected principal ma'am, respected teachers, and my fellow mates. I'm Shiva Dikshit from grade 9A of DPS Chhatarpur, and I will be speaking for Satpura House against punishment. It is a form of child abuse, psychologically as well as physically. It also sends out a message that violence is socially acceptable, which is entirely the wrong message to be giving out. You can't prevent violence with violence. It doesn't work. There is no evidence that schools that use corporal punishment are any more disciplined or orderly than those that don't. If anything, lasting effects of physical correction are more negative than positive and undermine the teacher-pupil relationship. It's not administered fairly. There is evidence that corporal punishment is not used in an even-handed way. For instance, statically speaking, boys are more likely to be punished physically than girls, and African American students more than white ones. For similar offenses, children with disabilities are also more likely to be hit. Its positive effects don't last. Physical discipline fixes behavioral problem in the short term, but can also cause psychological harm or make the child more aggressive in the longer term. According to many child psychologists, building a trusting relationship and good discipline policy takes time and energy, but it's worth in a long run. It is also globally recognized that punishment in any form or in any kind in school comes in the way of development of full potential of children. When adults use corporal punishment, it teaches their children that hitting is an acceptable means of dealing with conflict. And the more the children are hit, the more the anger they report as adults, and consequently, the more they hit their own children when they are parents, and the more likely they are approved of hitting. Corporal punishment leads to adverse physical, psychological, and educational outcomes, including increased aggressive and destructive behavior increased disruptive behavior in classroom, vandalism, poor school achievement, poor attention span, increased to low self-esteem, anxiety, somatic complaints, depression, suicide, and retaliation against teachers that emotionally scar the children for life. And with this note, I would like to finish my speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master Varun Rawat and Master Shiva Dikshit, for bringing a new insight on the given topic. Now it's interjection round. May I request Principal Ma'am to interject a question?
Varun, my question to you is, do you think there is something as known as positive punishment? And if yes, what are the examples of a positive punishment?
Thank you, ma'am, for asking the questions. Ma'am, I think positive punishment is that which will give an impact to the child, but not change more importance in his life. Means if he is psychologically or mentally very depressed, and if teachers also told something, then he will be more depressed. But the punishment should be like that that the children should understand and learn what to do next time, but he will not that much impact on his life.
Okay, Varun, I'll give you one example. If a
Yes.
child is repeatedly not doing the homework on time, what do you suggest will be a positive punishment for such a child?
Yes, ma'am. This can be the positive punishment, because if the children is not doing anything for its own good, then the teacher is having the right to say something to him, and even from the parents, so that they can also tell something so that he can do homework. Else, teacher can't do anything from that.
Okay. Thank you, Varun. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shivar, to you, I would like to ask, there is a lot of debate about corporal punishment, and most of the people are against corporal punishment. Can you tell me why?
Thank you, ma'am, for asking the question. So the answer is that most of the people are against corporal punishment, because according to many surveys, we came to know that most common corporal punishments by parents and adults given to their children is violent, which makes the children weak mentally and physically, and hence it sends out the wrong message that violence is socially acceptable.
Okay, very good, very well put. Do you think there are some situations where corporal punishment is necessary, or it should be totally out of the system?
Ma'am, in some situations we can use the alternatives of corporal punishment, but in some worst cases, we can do some corporal punishments which are more productive for children. Like if someone has done something wrong. So, for example, cancelling his activities, then making him do his pending work or revision of chapters, which will not only make his time productive, but also will make him realize his mistakes.
Okay, so when I give you a punishment to do your work sitting in my office the whole day, that's good, right? I'm getting the support from you all. And with the children who do not do their work, I used to make them sit in my office the whole day and complete your work. Thank you. Very well put, Shiva. Thank you. A pleasure to hear your ideas and thoughts.
Thank you.
At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us cause to think with deep gratitude for those who have lighted the flames within us.
Now we are towards the end of the competition. May I request Principal Ma'am to address us?
My pleasure, Khushi. It's been a wonderful event. Khushi and Vartika have been very efficient anchors, and I'm really happy to see, because when an event goes this flawlessly well, it means a lot of preparation has gone behind the scenes. Because preparation always shows when the quality of the program is enhanced. And I'm really pleased with the English department, the activity department, all the house masters, every single member of the house because they took pains and time to groom the children, to guide the children, to see that they practice well, and that I can see in the entire event going so flawlessly well. Because, you know, children and teachers, you're all part of DPS. And DPS always stands for quality and standards. And everything that we do has to establish newer standards, newer heights, and complement the brand name DPS. And I'm so proud to say that every day, whatever we do, we keep on learning, we keep on growing, and we don't become complacent on our achievements. We always tirelessly work for achieving more. And today you've shown that. I just would like to compliment everyone and pray that these standards are maintained always, because reaching the standards is easier, maintaining them is tough, because you have to always work on maintaining those standards. And each and every child, you've made my decision so tough today, because all of you spoke very well. In the interjection also, see, when you're speaking a speech, you have prepared that, practiced that. So you have a little command over it, a little confidence over it. But during the interjection questions, the way all of you answered, the clarity and the confidence, expressing your thoughts, your views, I'm very impressed. And I pray to God that all of you keep progressing like this. And the last 1 year's, all the challenges and difficulties because of the corona should not impact your education, your growth, and your development. And that is what we have shown today. So compliments to you all, compliments to your parents who have supported us all through, who have helped us to continue our academics and our activities with you all without any interruption. I'm truly grateful to all the parents, because they are our strong support system at home. Without their help, cooperation, we can't do much with the children. So all of us, the whole entire team DPS, again and again, is truly grateful to our parents who are so busy in their work, their responsibilities. Still, they're giving time and support to the children and to us also from time to time. And it is all a teamwork. It is a collective teamwork, the parents, the children, and teachers, all of us together. So compliments on the quality of the program, compliments on conducting it beautifully, compliments on sticking to the timings also. Because time is really valuable. Punctuality is a very important quality. We'll share the results with you all in a day. Before that, all of you are winners today. It will take me really tough to moderate who with some points would be getting more. I wish I could make all of you the winners. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Khushi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much to all the participants, teacher, and respected principal, ma'am.